Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. My name is Mike. I'm the moderator in a series of videos that is all about handmade carpets, whether they are Persian or from around the world. I welcome you to today's episode and I hope you and your family are doing well. In this video today, I'm going to discuss two things with you. One is I want to introduce you to a type of handmade carpet that has been around for centuries. And these are the Caucasus carpets. The carpets that are made north of Iran in Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Some folks refer to them as Persian carpets. Others refer to them as Caucasus carpets. So these are, that's one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on in this video. This is one of many videos where I show you, I share with you some of the details and everything about different types of carpets. And so as I was planning yesterday, as I picked out the rugs and I was doing my homework and everything to get everything for the video, I literally got an email from one of our viewers, Saeed from Sweden. And this brings me to the second part of what I also want to do in this video. Because Saeed emailed me pictures, 3 pictures of a carpet that he owns. And he asked me to help him identify the carpet. He wanted to know whether it's machine made and handmade. And it turned out the carpet that he has is exactly, as you can see here in the picture, this carpet is literally exactly as the type of carpet that I was going to be featuring in this video. And so I figured I'm going to do 2 things. One is I'm going to introduce you to these beautiful Caucasus carpets. And I'm going to give you some of the background, a little bit of information about them. And also and I asked him, of course, for his permission, and he was gracious enough to allow me. I'm going to show you how he asked me for help. This has to do with a video that I made. I've had so many people asking me for help, either identifying a carpet that they own or something, that they inherited or they're not too sure what they have. And so as the channel is growing, I'm getting emails from all over the world, almost literally on a daily basis. And I always tell my viewers, I have absolutely no problems answering some of the questions that you may have, as long as they are not too what I call time consuming. I've had some folks who literally inundate me with email after email about different rugs they have. And as I tell them, look, I'm not charging by the hour. This is a free service. I have absolutely no problems answering some of your questions, but I need you to do it in a simple, straightforward manner that allows me to look at something and basically have a quick answer for you. Since this is a hobby, I run our website and I also help my family run our wholesale business here. And so this YouTube channel is a hobby. It's something that I love doing, but if you're going to ask me for help, and this is a perfect example here, I'm going to be using Saeed's, and I'm hoping I did not mispronounce his name. I'm going to show you his carpet, and I'm also going to explain to you why I was able to identify the carpet literally in a matter of seconds, and how he did everything right. Thanks. I think he saw the video that I have linked in the description below where I show you how to ask the questions, how to ask me for help. I think he watched it. So he sent me the right size pictures. He sent me 3 pictures that were exactly what they were all about. But I'm going to talk about that later. What I want to first of all do is I want to introduce you to the Caucasus Carpets. These are carpets that they come from the Caucasus region, which is generally referred to as northern Iran, north of Iran, between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Generally, you were talking about Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. These are the three countries that used to be former, there's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of struggles. I don't like to use the word war, especially with everything that's going on at the time this video is taken. But unfortunately, it's a region that has seen an awful lot of difficulties. And I have friends there. I have friends who are from that region, and to me, they're like brothers. We're all in the same boat. And so, but what is beautiful about these types of carpets, some people, I've had very dear friend of mine, she is from Armenia, and she would refer to him, and her brother, it's the same thing. They refer to them as Armenian carpets. I've had others who refer to them as Azerbaijani carpets. I have not yet had the pleasure of befriending folks from Georgia, so I'm sure that if I were to show them these carpets, they would say, oh yeah, these are ours. So to me, these are just beautiful pieces, have been around for centuries. But what is unique about these types of carpets, one is that they tend to be tribal in design, and this is very classic with the Caucasus region, with the carpets, and you can also see the same in, for example, even in Persian rugs. If you look at the Persian rugs that are close to even within Iran, there is the Azerbaijan area. For example, Tabriz. Perfect example. Outside of Tabriz is a city called Harris. Harris is renowned for this type of geometric design. It's a tribal design that also reminds me, when I see this, I actually also notice the fact that it is also found in Native American, as well as, for example, ancient Egyptian. There is something about this tribal geometric pattern that you will find in architecture. You will find it in history books. You will find it archaeological sites, museums, literally around the world. I don't know what it is. I'm not an expert, but I love the fact that people around the world, they seem to, they seem to enjoy this type of pattern. And this is what the Caucasus rugs are renowned for. For example, we have another example of another piece that I did not put up, but I'm going to. And you can see the same type of pattern over, and like I said, this is very traditional. But what sets the Caucasus rugs apart from, for example, Persian rugs, and I'm going to show you that when I get behind the camera, as I always do, is that the foundation is typically made also with wool, not cotton. Most handmade carpets are made with a cotton or silk. The high-end pieces are made with a silk foundation. So the fringes are either silk or cotton. Well, in the Caucasus rugs, they tend to be, the fringes are typically made of wool. The same wool that the rug piles are made out of. And also, it's the same, sometimes they also use goat hair. And so these are carpets that are designed to be worn. They have to be light, because remember, these are tribal rugs. These are not city rugs. So in the tribal regions, in the old days, people oftentimes lived in tents. Sometimes they had to move around. And so the whole idea was it had to be durable and it had to be light. And so, for example, on these types of carpets, they're typically made with what is known as a Turkish knot. So it's a double knot. Very durable. Really, I mean, these are just solid pieces, but they are tight, they are light, durable, and when you look at the colors, you will notice these are what is known as basically earth colors. And so what you have is you have really nice, beautiful examples of carpets that in the old days, like in this case right here, these are all pure vegetable dyes. This is also one of the ways that you can tell the difference between rugs that are made with vegetable dyes or nowadays the commercial dyes. Take a look at the number of colors and you will see that two things. Number one, these are not carpets that have dozens of different colors, and also the colors are muted. They're earthly colors. These are not bold, bright, in-your-face type of colors. And that's typical for carpets that are made with the vegetable dyes. And so, like I said, for people who are into the classic, whether it's Persian carpets or if you're just looking for something and you want to be able to look at it and say, yeah, this is handmade. This is old culture. Well, here it is. This is also something that no matter how, whether you go on Instagram or no matter where you go and you see all the latest trends in home decor, well, sooner or later, everything always returns back to this right here. So I love these type of carpets. What I'm going to do now is normally I grab the camera and I show you the details. But here's what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to first show you I'm not going to show you the email that I got from Saeed. Instead, I'm going to show you the 3 pictures. Like I said, at the time this video was taken, I literally got the email at the same time when I was prepping for it. And I thought it's perfect. So here is what Saeed did. He had a carpet. I'm just going to step aside. And as you can see here, here is the carpet. He sent me 3 pictures. One of the whole carpet. And then he sent me a second picture. You can see it with the side. And then here is a third picture where you can see the corner of the rug that he flipped over so I can see the back of the rug. So these are exactly the 3 pictures, or in general, this is what I need. I need a picture of the whole rug or for most of it. I don't need to see the whole shebang. This is perfect that he sent me. Then in the second picture, you notice he sent me a picture of the front of the rug where I can see the edge. That picture tells me a lot about the condition and the quality of the rug. It's good enough of a close-up. And in the third picture, and this is also a very important picture, he sends me a corner of the rug where it's flipped back so I can see the fringes. I can see the condition of the rug from the back of it. And it tells me, the first picture tells me, well, what type of rug it is. 99% of the time I can look at a rug and say, okay, when I see it, yeah, I know basically what it is, I think. Then when I see the second picture, I can look at it and say, okay, it tells me the condition. I have now narrowed it down to the Caucasus area. I'm pretty sure it's a tribal rug. Then I look at the third picture and I can say, yeah, okay, it's a decent rug. It's not a very expensive rug or something, but the question that he had for me was whether or not it's handmade or machine made. That was the number one concern that he had. And he wanted to know basically a little bit about the region of the rug. I was able to answer both of his questions quickly, a couple of sentences. And also what is very important, on the pictures that he sent, he made sure that each picture was about 1 megabyte in size. And this is very, very important. I cannot reinforce how many times I get pictures. People take pictures with their phones, which is just like what Saeed did, but they send them and they're so big in file that each picture is between 5 to 10 megabytes. That's way too big. I've had also others who send me pictures that are literally 44 KB, 50 KB. They're so small, they're like stamps. I cannot even open them up and be able to zoom in. Some are the size of elephants and others are the size of mosquitoes. The best I can tell you, please, if you're going to send me pictures, do what Saeed did. He sent me 3 pictures. Each picture was 1 megabyte in size. So 3 megabytes. That was perfect. I can zoom them up if I need to. I can look at them. I can do whatever I need to do. I was able to answer it quickly. And also what Saeed did, and this is also very important, he did not ask me for an appraisal. And he also did not ask me what I think the rug is worth, because I cannot do appraisals. And I don't think it's professional of me to tell you what a rug is worth without seeing it in person. The rug that he has could be worth $1,000 or €1,000, or it could also be worth 10 or 20. Without me seeing a carpet in person and actually being able to see what the actual condition is, or it may have some extreme significance that I'm not aware of. Bottom line is, without me seeing the rug in person, I don't do appraisals and I cannot evaluate rugs. I can give you basic information like I did with him, and it was very quick, and I thanked him for it, and it was perfect. So I thought I'm going to combine these two things into this video. I want to not just show you this, but I also wanted to show you. So again, this was one of my viewers. I felt compelled. This is what we do. This is a fun channel. It's not just about me basically taking up your time. I also want to show you that, yeah, if you have a question, guess what? Chances are, as I always say, if you ask nicely, you're going to get a nice answer. If you don't ask nicely, that German, American, Iranian in me will come out. But so with that out of the way, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to show you some of the features of these beautiful pieces. And then I'm going to come back to you later and say my final goodbyes. So this time from behind the camera, as I always like to do in these types of videos, I'm just going to basically show you guys some of the features. And I picked out these two beautiful examples of the Caucasus rugs right here. And as I mentioned to you, these carpets are typically made of wool. Sometimes they do have some goat hair mixed in, depending on where exactly they're from within the Caucasus region. But generally speaking, these are wool rugs. But one of the things that really sets them apart is, as you can see here, and this is very typical, very short fringes. And the fringes are not cotton. These are actually made off of wool. And generally what happens is, and I'm just going to show this as an example. These are about actually, this is right here to my left is a little bit older piece. And you can also already see how the vegetable dyes, how it's fading. But what sets, you can also see along the top here, and this is really what happened. This is typical. You can see how the fringes, how the wool just wears out. And, but these are, I mean, this is what you would get. And what they would do is eventually, for example, if the owner says, hey, you know what? I want to preserve this rug. I want to, I want to make sure that it stays good for my children someday. For example, what they would do is they say, okay, fine. What we can do is we can remove, for example, these two layers. So you see the line right there, the reddish line. And we're going to make that the end of the rug, and that will give us about 1/4 inch that we can then weave and basically do, and it will look like something like this. So there is things that people can do to these types of rugs. But generally speaking, I mean, a lot of people nowadays, they collect these, they like them for their homes, their offices, as almost like decor rugs. But just absolutely really nice pieces. This is literally the same type of weave that has been around for centuries. So if you are into whether it's the tribal rugs, if you are into it's almost what I call ancient culture. I mean, this is literally untouched. It's the way it's been made for centuries. Really nice handmade carpets. And so there's just simply so much history here. It's almost like holding an artifact in your hands, even though obviously these are not hundreds of years old. But we're guesstimating the one on the left here. It could be about 70, 80 years old. The one on the right is probably 20, 30 years old. It could be a little bit older. But these are generally speaking not very, these are not expensive types of carpets, but they simply are just great examples of what the Caucasus carpet weaving culture and history is all about. So I really, like I said, for those of you that are into these types of carpets, I hope you liked it. And so I'm just going to come back to you now at the end and say my quick goodbyes to you. So there you have the video of these Caucasus. And I keep wanting to say Caucasus Persian rugs. That's not correct. And I do apologize. These are beautiful carpets from the Caucasus areas. Like I said, we're not really too sure. There's no way for us to pinpoint and say this is from this town or from this particular region. These are generally what we call the Caucasus rugs. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It is one of many that we have. If you are into Persian rugs or you want to help us out, the best thing you can do is subscribe to our channel. It helps us out tremendously. Also, feel free to check out our other videos. If you want more information about carpets, or if you would like to shop for carpets, feel free to look at our website at mprugs.com. Again, my name is Mike. It's an absolute pleasure bringing these videos to you. I hope you and your family are doing well. I wish you guys all the best. And I can't wait to come back to you guys with many more videos to come. Best wishes. Take care. Bye-bye.